Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com. Today I want to talk to you about a simple way to resolve worry and fear and anxiety if you find yourself in that position. You know, sometimes from years and years of practice, you could just find your mind wandering into worrying about something or thinking about something negative, getting anxious about it, or even fearful. This is compounded even further if you're someone who's watching the news and reading social media and all this negativity and doom and gloom, consuming the world's media. You get all that kind of coming your way each and every day, just overflowing amounts of it. So much of it is something it's unheard of in the entire world. Think back even a few hundred years ago, people had papers and books, but they didn't have an infinite supply of negativity and fear and propaganda to make people afraid, 24/7 available to them in the palm of their hand, everywhere they turn, just everywhere. And unfortunately, that's what you have today. You can't even drive down the road without seeing a billboard that has something to do with some sort of fear, some disease, something people are afraid of. Or to look out because we're trying to hunt for this person or whatever it may be, some Crime Stoppers bulletin or something like that. Fear is part of the world. It's part of what it lives by. And the news media especially loves to propagate it, regardless of the political position of that news organization. They all, regardless of left, right, middle, whatever you want to call them, they all are peddlers of fear. And so that's one of the easiest things you can do immediately is just get rid of watching news and watching the media that the world produces because it is just fear-based. But that's not the main thing I want to talk about because hopefully you're already doing that. Hopefully you already are abstaining from that kind of stuff. So presuming you are, what if you get worried about something? What if fear comes up? What if something makes you a little anxious? There's a simple way that you can resolve this, and it's stated in Job chapter 5, verse 22. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. My friend, that's so powerful. If you get a hold of that boldness and confidence in the faith, knowing God is going to work everything out for your good. Doesn't matter what anybody else says, what anybody else is going through, for you, God's going to work it out for your good. This puts you in a bold position, in a position of victory. You can easily defeat that worry by just simply laughing at it. So literally, when you catch yourself worrying, just laugh about it. Oh, I'm worrying again. Who cares? And then go into something positive. Go into thinking about those good, high vibrational things that bring you up and cast off all that worry and fear. This could be something as simple as looking at a picture of your kid, your cat, your dog, whatever it may be. A car, if you have a favorite car, it doesn't matter. Something that will bring you up. It could be reading some verses of scripture in the Psalms that edify you and build you up in the faith. It could be praying in the Spirit so you build yourself up in your most holy faith. Whatever it may be, just something that you think about after you've laughed at that worry and that fear and that anxiety, knowing it means nothing because you're victorious. And just think about those good things. Those things that make you feel better. Those things that you enjoy and are happy and to think about, and they bring you up. They bring you to a new, higher vibrational state. Now, at first, it may not be that easy for you, especially if you had years of practice of going to default into worry. And you have to understand and be gracious to yourself and kind to yourself, understanding that you were likely taught this as a child, and there is no one along the way that ever came and told you anything different. And then you compound that by popular culture and media and the news and all these things being so rooted and grounded in fear and propagating a gospel of fear. Of course, you are defaulting to a fear-based pattern. Of course, you see something, and instead of laughing at it, you get anxious, you get worried, you get fearful. That's understandable. Be gracious, be kind, understand and be kind to yourself, forgiving to yourself. Sometimes people can be forgiving to other people, but they're not very forgiving to themselves. You need to forgive yourself. If you've gotten to worry, okay, who cares? Laugh about it and move forward. Get yourself in a higher vibrational plane, in a higher vibrational state, thinking about those positive, uplifting things, following Philippians 4:8. And if you need some guidance in that, get my book, The 7-Day Positivity Diet. It's a little booklet, it's very short, won't take you very much time to read, but it describes how to keep yourself in that high vibrational state, how to focus on the positive, the good things of God, the goodness of God, and to get the best results out of life. My friend, if you'll be consistent in this, and you start worrying about something, you laugh at it, and then instantly switch yourself over to a high vibrational thought, something that's good, positive, upbeat, loving, kind, good report, virtuous, praiseworthy, true, honest, just, lovely. Think about those things. Put your mind on that state. You will start to defeat worry and fear and anxiety. It will go away. At some point, it'll be just default for you to instantly cast it down. And it gets to a point where, for example, if somebody offered me a cigarette, I don't smoke. I smoked when I was a kid because I was dumb and ignorant. But as an adult, if somebody offered me that, there is zero temptation. I don't want it. So it wouldn't matter what cigarette they offered. I have no desire for it. There's zero temptation. And you will get to the point of having zero temptation to worry or fear or be anxious if you consist in a pattern of laughing at the worry, laughing at the fear, laughing at the anxiety, not beating yourself up over it, not saying, oh, I failed because I worried. No. Just laughing at it. Oh, I worried. Who cares? Laugh about it and move on to something positive. You do that enough, it just goes away. You stop having that fear come in. You stop having worry come up. You stop having any temptation to be anxious. It's just no longer a part of you because you've defeated it. You've had victory after victory after victory after victory after victory until it just no longer is part of you. And that may take some time, and that's all right. Don't rush it. Don't try to force yourself, well, it's been 3 days and I still worry sometimes and beat yourself up. That's literally defeating yourself. It doesn't matter how long it takes. If it takes a year, who cares? If it takes 5 days, who cares? It doesn't matter. Because in the end, you're going to have the same 5 days pass or the same year pass. And if you don't do anything now to stop the worry and the fear and the anxiety in its place and defeat it, you don't start working towards defeating it each and every time it pops up, then in 5 days' time or a year time or 10 years' time, you're going to be in the same position, except not the same position. You'll be in a worse position with even more worry, more fear, more anxiety, because that stuff just builds upon itself. It's like an illness. It just starts blooming into other illnesses. And that's not where you want to be. So my friend, when worry comes up, when fear comes up, when anxiety comes up, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Laugh it off. Laugh it to scorn. And put in its place a thought of high vibrational positivity. Something that's good, uplifting, and lovely. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.